Welcome back. Today we're looking at crazy videos. I don't really know what we're gonna call this one. It kind of is just crazy videos. Crazy, interesting, mind-blowing images and videos. And I don't know who's gonna click on a video just called Guy Looks at Crazy Things and says, dang, that's crazy. But I'll figure the title out. That's part of my job. Prepare to have your mind blown. Prepare to feel scared, feel happy, feel every emotion. All the stages of grief. Let's jump into it, shall we? Rainstorm in Alabama outside this hangar door. Oh my gosh, dude. Can you imagine just pulling up a chair and just sitting right next to it and just staring out into the madness? It's crazy how it's going like perfectly horizontal to them. Like it's just flying by, like a little bit of rain's coming in, but it's pretty much perfect. Which is all fun and games until the wind changes directions to at you, and then you just get obliterated. It also reminds me of one of those like boss doors in like a Dark Souls game. Like you just, there's a boss fight through there. Enter at your own risk. It is going sideways, dude. Rain's not supposed to do that, man. It's supposed to go down. That's why they call it raindrops. Okay. An interesting example of reinforcement learning. Chicken pecks the pink circle. Chicken gets food. Now let's crank it up a notch. Uh-oh, chicken, what are you gonna do? Dang. Like the pink and the orange one are like similar enough to where if the chicken can't see color very well, it would get confused, but it's on it, dude. I guess they can see colors pretty well. Dang. Nice. Good job, chicken. Round of applause for the chicken. Chicken got the pink circle every single time. That's a perfect score. What's funny is obviously the chicken is just a chicken. Don't worry, that's not the whole sentence, there's more. Obviously the chicken is just a chicken, and the people are people, and we're doing like, you know, we get that this is like an exercise for the chicken. We're like seeing if they can learn and, you know, follow the patterns and get rewarded and, you know, all that whole thing. But the chicken is just like, I'm hungry. Why do we gotta go through this whole charade? You have the food. What is with all this? Oh, get the shape. Oh, the shape's over here now. Oh, there's a bunch of shapes. It's gotta be so annoying for the chicken, and they'll never know why we did it to them. We just pranked the chicken. But good job, chicken. You did well. Still growing strong, 700 pounds and gaining 49 pounds a day? Oh my gosh. Wow, dude. That's freaky, because I don't know, like obviously we all know plants grow and like vegetables, fruit, they grow, we know that. But I don't know if I realized that it could grow so much in like one day, like overnight. Like this is like 8 p.m. on the 7th, and then like a day and a half later, like look at that difference. It grows like a good couple inches in every direction. Oh, yikes. A day, a day, a day, a day. Dude, that thing is growing. 49 pounds a day. That's like me around the holidays, am I right? Oh man, I love that chocolate fudge. Oh, peppermint bark. Hot cocoa, pumpkin pie, glazed ham. Holy smokes. Dude, that's freaky. I mean, cool, honestly, really cool. It's just like downloading size. It's just like downloading girth from the earth, man. Bars. 49 pounds a day. From what? From what? Magic, dude. It's magic. BMW unveils technology that allows to change exterior colors at CES 2022. I love this. And I'm gonna talk about this for a minute, all right? Little tangent here, but this is a fun one, I promise. The technology they use to do this is so cool. And the reason why I care about this and know about this is because ever since I was a wee little lad playing little racing games, I've always thought, why can't we just change the color of our car on a whim, you know? Why do we have to permanently choose to have a specific color car? Why can't we just be like, blue car. I'm feeling like a blue car today. Like my last car, which I had for like almost 10 years, was just gray. It was just like a silver, which is top 3 most uninteresting colors for a car. And I always was like, man, I love my car, but I wish it was blue sometimes. Sometimes I wish it was red if I'm feeling a little spicy that day. Now, this technology can still only do monochromatic, like it can only do white and gray and maybe black, because it uses, this is where you want to pay attention, it uses e-ink, which is the same thing that like Kindles use. Picture like an Etch-a-Sketch, how there's either sand or there's not. This would use almost no power to have this. So a car that can change from white to gray and back and forth on a dime, give me this right now. But make it so that I can do blue. Make it so I can have a white car and then a blue car and then a black car Maybe I even do like a half and half, you know? Like maybe the person in the passenger seat wants a blue car and I'm like, fine, you can have a blue car, but I want a white car. And then we do like a half and half situation. Wouldn't that be sweet? But yeah, look up e-ink because it is so cool. Sweet, dude. So cool. I love that so much. I like that they're showing off. Like they're just showing the wave go down. Even just having it do patterns would be really cool. Just having it like do patterns or like change on like a timer. So cool. Love that. Fake air vent built into bunker in Normandy. Grenade surprise. Can you imagine getting blown up? Can you imagine getting blown up by what is essentially a prank? Obviously this is a defense thing. Like someone tries to chuck a grenade into your bunker and the grenade gets sent back to them. It's great design, obviously. Like let's just stop chucking grenades at each other altogether. But you know, if we have to, get pranked. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. I'm sorry. Obviously someone getting blown up, not a fun thing to think about. But can you imagine your final moments being such a cartoon moment? Like this might as well just come with a boing sound effect or like a uh-oh. Uh-oh. Such a simple thing, but man, imagine blowing up. Couldn't be me. Here's a wolf rescue. Jeez, dude, that thing is massive. Or she's tiny, or both. I don't know what it is, man, but there's something deep inside me that says I should have a wolf pet that just like me and him are buddies, you know? I want a wolf. It's not really an option, which is why I always like huskies as a dog choice, but I don't know, like I live in too hot of a climate for one. But dude, having a wolf that's this big just be your buddy, sick. I don't know how feasible it is. I don't know if it's a good idea. Same thing with like having a tiger. I don't know if it's something you should actually do. I'm gonna say probably not, but dude, this wolf's just chilling. He's just like a huge dog. Looks terrifying, but you can tell it's just like a dog. There's some feral in this guy for sure, but dude, crazy. I don't even know what to say about this one. That's a huge wolf. And she's just like petting him like a dog, but he's massive. There's nothing else to say about it. Huge dog, huge, giant, scary dog, big wolf. Saturn through my 6-inch telescope. Lovely. It's funny because a picture of a planet through a telescope will always look better than it did looking at it because of just long exposure and whatever. You can get like a clearer picture over like time, and our eyes can't do like shutter speed. It'll always be better to see it fuzzy with your own eyes, if that makes sense. So it's interesting how this is a beautiful photo, and the person who took this, it probably didn't look this clear for them. But if you've ever seen a planet or the moon or something through a telescope, it just feels crazy to be looking at a planet in real time. You're looking at a planet with the naked eye. I mean, using a telescope, so maybe it's not the naked eye, but you know what I mean, all right? Semantics. Looking at the planet with your own eyes, even if it's not clearer than a picture, will always feel a certain way that a picture can't. So this is a fantastic picture, but it's funny to think that the person who took this didn't get to see this clear, but it probably meant a lot more to them. I don't know what the point of that and me saying all that is, but it's just something I was thinking about recently. Nothing like seeing it for yourself, you know? This is what sunset looks like from space. Awesome. I want to see a video of this like sweeping over the globe. You know, it's interesting to think that it's just like a red thing that just kind of like constantly is just doing laps around the Earth. Can you imagine seeing this from the space station? Man, I know this is just a day of me saying, imagine if, but like it's true. Like imagine, again, this is a picture, looks cool, but imagine seeing this in person and seeing it kind of come over the horizon and then pass under the horizon. Dude. Love a good sunset. Never seen one from space though. Boston moved its highway underground in 2003. This was the result. Nice, dude. I'd say that's an upgrade. Controversial take here. Let's put all roads underground. Okay, not every single one, but big highways, you know, let's put like some freeways underground. I think that'd be cool because me commuting should not take precedence over like people doing nice things outside. Like I don't need a nice view that I can't see because I'm driving. Put a park instead, you know what I'm saying? A little late, we kind of have highways and freeways everywhere. It would be a huge deal to like move them at all. It's a nice thought, you know? I prefer this over this. Am I crazy? In England, you sometimes see these wavy brick fences, and curious as it may seem, this shape uses fewer bricks than a straight wall. A straight wall needs at least 2 layers of bricks to make it sturdy, but the wavy wall is fine thanks to the arch support provided by the waves. Dude, dang. Wow, sweet. I mean, this is something I feel like I'd have to like use a paper and pen to really visualize for myself, but you can imagine, like, I guess the best way to think about this is if you have to use 2 bricks to do a straight wall, the waves must be not enough to make it twice as long, if that makes sense. So like, instead of doing basically 2 walls, you just do one that waves and it's still shorter. So if you were to straighten out this wavy thing, it would be longer than if they just took the 2 brick and made it a 1 brick. I don't need to make it more confusing for you guys, but this is interesting. What a clever design. It looks cooler too. Like, I like how it looks a lot better. But the top comment, this is a lawnmower's worst nightmare. Very true. The one downside is if you gotta cut the grass around this thing, whew, good luck, dude. My turtle follows me and seeks out affection. Biologists have reached out to me because this is not even close to normal behavior. He just started one day and has never stopped. I don't know why. Dang. Dude, that's... Look at him go, man. Wow, he's also fast. For a turtle, he is going maximum speed. That's so sweet. That's crazy that this is such an abnormal behavior that biologists are like, what the hell? Your turtle should not be doing that. But yeah, it's true. The turtle like loves this guy. Look at him. He's like booking it across the entire room. It's like, dude, you're a turtle. You're supposed to just sit there and like chill or whatever and like poke your head above the water and then like chill. I want one. I want a turtle that does this. Honestly, any pet that does this is the best kind of pet, you know? One that like so obviously just loves you. That's so funny, dude. Look at him. He's like, where are you going, dude? Come back. Give me a hug. I hope the turtle never stops doing that, and I hope all the other turtles start doing that. The small details. In the forearms, there is one small muscle that contracts only when lifting the pinky, otherwise it is invisible. Michelangelo's Moses is lifting the pinky, therefore that tiny muscle is contracted. A small part of the many details of this masterpiece. This little muscle right there. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, man. See that? That's so cool. You like that? Also just freaky to think that like moving your fingers moves stuff way back here. But yeah, I mean, that's impressive. It is impressive. I mean, the whole thing is impressive. I mean, I feel like impressive doesn't even cover it, but you know, impressive. Down to the tiny little specific muscle details. This Michelangelo guy might have a talent. I think he's got a real future in sculpting. Vilnius has put up a statue that offers a portal to the Polish city of Lublin. It is like Dublin, but for landlubbers. Allowing people to see each other in real time. Now this is like old now. This post is 4 years old. They're acting like this is new, because it was at the time. But this portal thing, we've seen a couple of them. I think this is one of the coolest things. I think if we put one of these in every major city in the world that just like cycled day by day to other major cities like randomly, it would just make us all feel like we're all people and like, hey man, I'm just like a guy and you're just like a person, and like, you know, easier to hate people when you can sort of pretend they don't really exist, like they're not real, not as real like you are, you know, like how babies don't understand object permanence. Like if you take the ball away from the baby just thinks it doesn't exist anymore. It's like, yeah, I think people like we develop object permanence to a degree, but I think that the reality that people from everywhere are just as real as you are is something that would be beneficial to remind everyone of. So I like this. +1 for this. Put one everywhere, put one in every town. Let me play rock, paper, scissors with a guy like in freaking Vietnam. You know? Imagine. That'd be sweet. Anyway, moving on. Messi's Bodyguard. He's just on it. Oh yeah, he's on it, dude. He's on the details too. He's like, don't touch him. Nope. Dude, nice. Gotta have one of those, huh? I gotta get me a bodyguard. People are always like sprinting across places trying to come talk to me, and I'm like, bro, like, I know I'm like super famous or whatever, but like, chill. In 1930, the Indiana Bell building was rotated 90 degrees. Over a month, the 22 million pound structure was moved 15 inches an hour, all while 600 employees still worked there. There was no interruption to gas, heat, electricity, water, sewage, or the telephone service they provided. No one inside felt it move. Ooh, man. I think we've seen this before. I want to say it's been a long time since this has popped up on this channel. I don't even know what video this would have showed up in, but I know I've seen this before. And look, I even have this post upvoted already, so there's proof. But this is crazy. Like 1930. Like if you show me this now for like a modern building, I would still be impressed. But this happening almost 100 years ago is crazy. They just turned the entire building. If you tried to move my apartment building an inch, it would just explode. Things are just not made as well today. The fact that they were able to just rotate this and everything stayed connected, still had water flowing, gas, electricity, heating. All the employees just kept going to work, and every day they went to work. It says 15 inches an hour. So like if you worked like an 8-hour shift, your whole building would turn like 10 feet. You'd like step out at a completely different spot than you got in. And then the next day, I don't know if they worked overnight, but like let's pretend they did. You'd enter in a different spot again, like every day for over a month, dude. So cool. I mean, I don't even know, like this is just, I don't know how they did it, but you can kind of tell from here there was a lot going on, but so cool that they did that. And also they must really have needed to do it because that's a crazy thing to do. You know, they were like, we really want to turn this building. So we're gonna. Honestly, if they could turn my building, that'd be great because I have like a wall outside one of my windows and I would love to be able to see the sky. If we could just turn, then all my windows could have like nicer views and get a little more sun. I'd love that. Maybe I'll show my landlord this video and be like, please. Riding abandoned railroad tracks in Southern California with my rail cart. Oh, man. Oh, man. This is such a funny but obvious thing to get to go do. I mean, obviously I couldn't make whatever this cart is, but please let me like rent this. Dude, can you imagine just cruising on railroad tracks for forever? I don't know what the longest like strip of uninterrupted, still functional railroad track is, but I'm sure there's some good stretches you could be on this for like some miles. That'd be so fun, dude. Imagine making like a longer cart too, like and just like getting your friends together and just like chilling on it, you know? That'd be so fun. Too bad it's in such an ugly part of California, but that's how it is. It's not that bad. Maybe you'd get some railroads. Like this is cool, kind of like through some mountainy type area. Dude, sign me up. I would love to do this. The caterpillar that takes the form of a snake when it feels threatened.
Caterpillar that I've been wanting to meet for a long time until
all right.
you annoy him.
Oh, dude.
He turns into
snake
a
mimic caterpillar. Creative
viper.
Name. Dude, it actually does. Looks like a little tiny snake.
There you go. He puffs up.
That's so funny.
They fill with air. So they've even got the white spots that look like reflections in the eyes. And people are scared of these around
That's
here.
so funny, dude. Like, what is this defending you from? Like a bird? Like a bird's gonna be like, ooh, yummy caterpillar, and then it's gonna swoop down, and then you're gonna be like, I look kind of like a snake. It was like, we're the same size. Does that really disqualify you from getting eaten by whatever would eat the same thing? Like, you know, maybe there's just instinctual like, venomous, but still, dude. What a funny mechanism. It looks like a snake. Like this looks like a snake head. It's crazy that it can do that. So funny. What a specific thing to do. It doesn't have like spikes that come out or anything. It just looks like a snake. Now show me a snake that looks like a cute little caterpillar. My grandpa made this table all by himself from literal scratch. He cut down the trees, made his own plank saw, cut the planks and blocks, and assembled and decorated the table from tree to table all by his hand. Wow, wow, wow. And he didn't even just make a table, he made it like ornate and detailed. Jeez Louise, man. Gramps is going crazy with it. I'm like proud of myself when I go to the grocery store and like buy all the ingredients to make like a nice meal. And I'm like, I did that. I'm like, no, I just went to Safeway and spent $30 to save money by making dinner at home. This dude's out here chopping trees down to make a table. The amount of satisfaction he must feel from looking upon his work has got to be astronomical. I can't even imagine. Chopping the tree, and then he sounded like he made the saw, made his own plank saw, cut the planks and blocks, and assembled and decorated the table. Way to go, Gramps. Round of applause for Grandpa making this table. What did we clap for earlier? A chicken? This is more impressive than the chicken. Who would win in a fight? Grandpa or the chicken? Probably Grandpa. Aerial picture of an uncontacted Amazon tribe. You're flying over them taking pictures? It's probably freaking them out, dude. Can you imagine your people just living out in the Amazon and then like a machine flies overhead? Although they're probably used to it because it probably happens a lot, but I wonder what their explanation for it is. It's interesting. I don't know if this is going to be opening too big of a can of worms, but it's like these people, like this works for them. And so it's like, obviously it's not on us to be like, to show up and be like, hey, do you guys want like canned beans and like DoorDash? Like we have all these other things now that will make your life easier. But it's like, is it easier? You know? It's like, oh, well, we have like the cures for a lot of diseases and stuff, but it's like, maybe they don't even have those diseases. It's a weird conundrum where obviously leave them be, obviously. But it's interesting because it's like, do you look down on them like, man, they're living without all this technology? Or do you look up to them like, man, look at them living without all this technology? Like, they are making it work. They're just out there with their hands. And there's obviously lots of technology that's like how to make a fire, how to cook this, whatever. Like all these walls, like it's, you know, they've got their own technology, even if it seems primitive to us. But I don't know, it's interesting to think of tribes like this still out there doing their thing. All right, enough philosophical speech. Time for a dumb joke. Isn't it crazy that these Amazon tribes don't even know about Amazon? Kind of ironic. The astronauts of Crew 2 enjoying their last day on Earth before they travel to space tomorrow to spend the next 6 months on the ISS. This is the face of someone who's about to leave the planet. And honestly, that seems right. You're like kind of nervous and excited, and also like in awe, and also like maybe not fully able to wrap your head around it, especially if it's your first and maybe only time leaving Earth to go to space, like as an astronaut. What would that even be like? Like if I'm flying tomorrow on a plane, like if I'm going on a trip tomorrow, I can't sleep the night before because I'm like, I'm gonna miss my flight. There's all these different variables. What if this happens? Like it's stressful, or at least I make it stressful. I don't know. Imagine leaving the planet to go somewhere in space for 6 months. And you can't be like, all right, 3 weeks in, I'm getting a little bored. Can I go home now? No, man, you go to space and you are there for 6 months. What a weird feeling that would be, to be just chilling on Earth for the last time in 6 months. That is a feeling that almost everyone never gets to feel. But these people are feeling it. And this guy's loving it. He's like, get me out of here, bro. Actually, no, he's the only one that's like, no, what am I doing? I love the beach. There's cities, there's metropolises, and then there's Tokyo. Ooh. I don't know why there's so much Tokyo stuff popping up right now. I'm going in a couple weeks. I'm staying over here in Shinjuku, like somewhere in here. Don't come find me. But if you do find me, you've earned it. This looks like TV static. This is just so much. Like, I shouldn't be looking at this knowing I'm gonna be in here. This makes me feel claustrophobic in advance. Like, I'm gonna be like in the middle of this. But like, it works, like it's organized. But man, like I'm not someone who's scared of cities. Like I like cities, but this is advanced. I can't wait to go, but I am very scared. Not gonna lie. I think once I get there, I'll be good, but looking at this is making me not feel good, so let's move on. A Korean news program actually filming on top of the building instead of using a green screen. Dude, sick. That's awesome. I like that it's outside too. Like this isn't even in like a studio. I mean, this is enclosed, I'm sure, but it's not even, you know, it's like it's just on like the edge. Like they just built this set. No one tell them about green screens, please. I mean, obviously they know that's an option, but they're choosing to do this, and it's better, honestly. Every other talk show or news thing, they have some green screen stuff, and it's like, why even bother? Like no one thinks it's real, and I guess it's nice for like putting graphics behind you, but it's so cool to just see it. You know, and it's like, hey, it's like a little foggy or smoggy this day. You're filming at night, and so it's nighttime. If it's dumping rain and you're talking about how the weather's crazy, they're gonna be like, yeah, that's cool. Gives it like a much more real feel. In 2016, oh, I love this, dude. A guy hijacked an Egyptian airline with explosives packed in. That's not the part I like. A British man on board asked for a picture with the hijacker as it was happening. You might remember this. This happened 2016. But the explosives were fake, spoilers. But this guy went over to ask him to take a picture with him, and this guy, like the hijacker, like obliged. So we have this British guy selfie with the hijacker, and this guy was quoted in saying he went and did it because it's so British, but he went and did it because he wanted to get a closer look to see if the explosives were real or not. And then he's figured if they were real, he's got nothing to lose. He's in danger either way. And if they're fake, then now he's safe. So it was kind of like a win-win, I guess. Then this picture, I don't remember if it was used to identify this guy or whatever, but they got a clear as day picture of the hijacker. So funny though. I mean, don't do this, but so funny though in hindsight, because this worked out, that this guy was on a plane that was getting hijacked, and he was like, I think I'm gonna go get a picture with this guy, or ask to get a selfie. 20 years ago, someone impaled a 60-pound pumpkin on the top of a spire at Cornell University in the middle of the night. It was over 170 feet off the ground. To this day, no one is really sure how this was accomplished without anyone noticing. Yeah, how did they do this? There is no way you can climb up this. At least not remotely safely and without anyone noticing is crazy. 150 feet off the ground, done overnight by just some like pranksters. I want to know who did this, and I want to know how they did it, but I hope that like this is just the hilarious prank that they always get to have people wondering about. 60-pound pumpkin? There's no way. You either have to climb up there with the pumpkin, 60-pound pumpkin, or you have to like hoist it up there with enough force to like impale it. I have no idea. That's crazy. That's so funny though. What a bunch of effort for a prank. The door is real, the rest is graffiti. So this is real, and then this is graffiti? My man, that's impressive. I don't even know if you'd call it graffiti at that point, right? This is just art. Is this a professional who did it like just in the graffiti style? Or is this just some guy who graffitis? Because I've seen some good looking graffiti where I'm like, dude, you got talent. You could probably find some work making logos or something. If this is just like some random graffiti and not like an artist who came here to do this specific piece, you know? Like if this is just someone who did this, crazy. Chicago skyline visible from nearly 50 miles away in Indiana dunes. Love a good sunset, man. And the city just poking over the sun like that is such a cool perspective. If I lived in Indiana, I'd be coming out here all the time to see this, dude. This is so cool. I love a good sunset, especially a sunset over the water. And then the city on the horizon. Mwah. Imagine pulling up a chair listening to some lo-fi beats to chill and study to. Whew. All right, well, that's going to do it. That's everything I have for today. Hopefully you enjoyed kind of a broad variety of videos and images, because usually we look at topics. This is just things that are crazy and mind-blowing and cool to see. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and suggest ideas if you want me to look at other like types of content. I want to keep branching out more and more. I know the TikTok horror is like my main export right now, but TikTok is like getting banned in like a month and a half ish. So like I know we could look at YouTube Shorts horror, but the entirety of YouTube Shorts is horror, so I don't know if that's gonna work out so well. So we'll keep expanding. You know, there's plenty of other horror that's not on TikTok, so I'm not worried about it. But growing with the times. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to see and deep dive into together. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate it. Good times. Always a good time with you. I hope that you come back sometime. Okay, that's it. Goodbye. See you around. I can't think of anything funny to say.